No. If they're special guests, chances are they're either family to us at the Inspired Word, or they come from farther away than fucking down the street.
All right.
So if you like special guests, make some noise. Better. Our special guest tonight hails all the way from Texas.
What? Oh yeah, he's a Longhorn.
It's a very large state. He speaks in soulful stanzas. He is unapologetically romantic, devoid of pretension, and delightfully sensual. His work promotes thought and unites the audience with his honest, compassionate take on the human experience. He was a member of the inaugural 2006 Austin Neo Soul Slam team that ranked 2nd in the nation. He has published 3 chapbooks and recorded 3 CDs. If he has product tonight and you like his shit, support the traveling artist. Please welcome, all the way from Texas, Element 615. Clap it up for him.
If you're sitting next to someone beautiful.
I'm next to Nancy. I'm good.
Standing next to Marvin.
I'm beautiful.
Tell yourself you can't. Tell yourself not today. Say you weren't able. You can't afford it. I mean, you're too hot, you're too cold, and no one else wants to. I mean, why does it always have to be you? You don't feel right. This don't even feel right. I mean, they're gonna say no, or they're gonna say yes, or they won't say anything and you'll fail. You'll fail and they'll laugh and you'll die right there. So just give yourself any reason to avoid or evade. I mean, let's just cite every drawback, cop out. Let's just tell yourself anything, I mean anything, just to help you believe that you should do nothing, and say it loud enough for me to hear you, so I can call you a liar to your face. So I can grab you by your neck, pull you from the muck and mire of your self-pity, just to wash you with the waters of what I believe, because I believe you should end. I think you should die. I feel your life should cease. So you can live the life you held on back order, like the shoe actually fit. You're not allergic to the light, baby. You just don't want it on you, and I don't get it, because that's all I've ever seen come out of you when your arms aren't folded. Let's acknowledge that you even have arms. I mean, quit complaining you don't have the strength, because if that was the truth, you wouldn't hold on to shit like you do. You are not a prisoner. You're a warden in a one-person jail, and what's worse, you're a workaholic. Wreak havoc on your hopelessness. Subtract it from the whole of you. Believe less in your doubts. You can't say that your life is pointless if you won't pick your head up and look where it's pointing you. I mean, scream, I love you, in a crowd loud enough for you to hear it, and just revel in the nervous happiness I believe is called glowing. You're everything you wish you were, you just don't wish to realize it. Avoid going crazy by not fighting it. Pass on the plates of outside opinion unless you can be fed without suffering the indigestion of indecision. Turn why didn't I? And why didn't I sooner? Change I don't know from question to statement, and quit whining unless you're trying to make someone laugh, thereby making yourself a superhero. Accept your own friend request. And quit fighting with yourself unless you're just sparring for when you need to get it on with anyone. And I mean anyone trying to knock you down. I'm not saying look for a fight. I'm saying don't run from it. Pretending it's not there doesn't mean it plays along. Follow restraining order on your self-restraint. And quit reading all those motivational posters, because we know you are not listening. You're probably not even paying attention to the poem. It's called Life. And it happens. And yes, you have to act like you want it, but it's not yours. It never has been. It is a path. It's one that twists and turns, and you go where it goes. But I hear if you walk it just right, you get to rest while those not as far along as you beseech you for the directions. And should you reach the very end, there's only everything waiting for you with the honor of a memory. I mean you. You're so much more than your misery, but it's not up to me to be you. Just be happy I know you. I will always be there, behind you, beside you, with all of those who love you, waiting for you to erupt from that thick husk that cut through the callus of your condition and call whatever crawls out your character. Finally accept the truth that you won't hear because you've been adhering to your little cherished fears that we are amazing. That we are made of both his and each other's love. That we are both fearfully and wonderfully made. That we are made of stronger things. If we're going to just fuck, then there are no need for words. If we're gonna just fuck, then there's no need for your smile or your guile or the night or the morning. If we're gonna just fuck, then there are no need for pleasantries and no need for erotica, just If we're gonna just fuck, then let's not get too excited. Let's not romanticize this as something beautiful and or unrequited, because if we were fated, baby, nothing could fight it, and we would not settle for the coitus of cowards. If we're going to just fuck, then we don't need to say we will make love. Baby, all we got to do is make tracks after we make the fluids emerge from each other, on each other, in each other. No need for positions. To hell with preference and fuck all that precision. Never mind speaking with our eyes. Talking with touch, slowly caressing with our glares. I mean, bid good riddance to the satiation of skin, the language of breath. Tell even sweet lust goodbye, for without even that, baby, your skin on my lips only tastes like your skin on my lips and sweat. He said we love only the prettiest lies. I mean, we'll say love because it takes too long to say subjugation. So in the spirit of honesty, please don't forgive my connotation when I tell you to go fuck yourself when you tell me you want to make love to me, because baby, if that's what you wanted to do, I mean, you'd show me. Don't speak to me like you know me or what I want. Quit smiling, trying to flaunt intelligence and charm you do not have. If we're going to just fuck, then shut up. Because you're only pitching to ensure I'm not in the way of you having me. And since I'm not even the real issue, the more I give you, the less you want of me. If we're going to just fuck, then commit and don't. Just exchange and exit like common beasts in a forest or a jungle or a field. I mean tigers. We don't cuddle afterwards. A praying mantis will just rip your fucking head off. So don't ask me how I'm doing. If you don't ask me my name. Because if we're going to just... I'm only going to remember to forget yours. If we can't savor the tension, celebrate touch, or glorify contact, if we're just going to relegate this to the worth of an undiscovered artifact, then holster all that shadow tag, get that smile off of your face, and get this over with. Let's quell our mindless urges and move on. But if we are going to make love, then let us do so with the utmost intention of intensity. Let us seek to find something others have only sought to synthesize. I mean, give me cause not to leave until we are done. If we are going to make love, then please don't rape me with good intentions, leaving me infected with indifference. Do not sacrifice our chance to ritualistic denial because you're afraid to see us as something beyond our things. If we are going to make love, then let us love like two artists commissioned to create a new color. Let us get into each other. Let us not fuck around because I'm tired. I'm weary of all the shallow sentiments. Sick of everybody laying down lines and say they want to lay down to get done. And I, for one, am done using somebody else's body to masturbate. You see, we'll just slam into each other in fear. We'll epitomize cowardice following short of the connection. We will romanticize failure, lacking the courage for more than coitus. And instead, we'll make mediocrity and make believe it makes sense. If we're going to make love, then let's create something uncommon. Something yet to be seen. Know something we didn't before we started. Let's fall in and fly together. Break the surface tension between us. Pull each other from the waters we've been drowning in. Swim to our very own island. Let the sun set slower for watching us and make the moon jealous. It couldn't rise any faster. Sugar, I don't need you to be my pill. I've no intention of making a mockery of our moans or the moment itself. If we're going to make love, then love me. And not like the red herring you've caught or the prey you've subdued. Not like the beast you've caged or even the one you rescued. Make me grateful. And I will love you like freedom.
Told you, you should have motherfucking masturbated.
Oh shit.
They say that words of conviction are not necessary for those that don't need to speak them. But I miss my friend. Proof that fate wasn't totally heartless. I've begged God forgiveness for what I've done to you. All you've done is give light that I failed to return. I only sought to imbue you. Be you to you. Impart the joy of a heart that is thankful. I mean, it's not that I was nothing before you, but that I believe that I am something because of you. And in gratitude, I would take up my sword with your flag at my back and just charge. I would fight wars unfit for your army, battles unworthy of your sword. I would stand atop the shoulders of your enemies and proclaim you my friend until their ears rang with the truth that has saved me. Crawl to the darkest of places within thee, find the little girl inside and just sit there with her. Touch my fingers to hers and let that be all the light needed. I want to know you like I thought I did. Backstage, after the show, that smile wiped away. I want to know your story. Turn all the pages you let no one turn. Give you water for every drop you've poured into others until the empty is gone and your vessel is full again, until you're more than less, more than Alice. As opposed to the feast you've become for all of us, baby, I'd cook for you. Labor all day in my kitchen, place a meal before you and feed your heart until you lay back soulful. I miss my friend. The woman who taught me that having compunction means not caring about the cost, and any man or woman would be happy to hold your hand in theirs. I just want your shoulder in mine, my fist pounding yours. I want to be what you've been, even though I wasn't the one God gave superpowers. Grant amnesty to the ugliest of your thoughts. Find you at your worst and let her know she's forgiven for even thinking that she needed to be. Give you air without pressure. Bestow just enough wind for you to float upon without tossing you about in my storm. I would release you from my net. Save you from suffocating in my bell jar. I would break the very glass I had you pinned down behind, and if I never saw your face again, at least you got what you wanted for once. I miss you. There is an empty space in my ace's place, and now nothing seems to make fish. And even if we were alone, I would sing a song for you, and I assure you, I would sound horrible. But it'd be okay. Because I'd be no bigger a fool, I'd be no lesser a fool than I've been for even trying to think I could bottle divinity. It'd be easier to live without you if you didn't live within me, but if need be, what we love, we set free. This poem is grateful for your song. I have learned that words of conviction are not necessary for those that don't need to speak them. The true enlightenment comes from not capturing the sun, but being allowed in its light. Clap if you're sitting next to someone beautiful.
Clap it up one more time for Element 615, our special guest. You have product, right?
That I do.
He does have product. He is all the way from Texas. He is currently on a 32-state tour. 32 states. So there are 18 states in the Union of the United States that for some reason do not love poetry enough to have this man as a feature or a special guest in their venue. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that 2 of those are Hawaii and Alaska. They love poetry in those states, but them shits are far away.
Yeah.
2 more are probably North Dakota and South Dakota.
Yeah.
Just because there's nothing there. Alright, so if you appreciated this man's art, please see this man on your way out. We love to pay homage to the artists that come through our stage here at the